Hello, so this was the Riveteer Blitz deck idea that we came up with on stream. We actually built this with the whole idea of let's see what we can do with the Blitz mechanic, and we end out throwing in all the major Blitz cards and ended out with a bit of a success with the deck overall. Now, the card Riveteers Ascendancy we put in here thinking that it would help give us some good value, that all of our cards can blitz, so that means that all of our creatures at the end of turn that get blitzed will be sacrificed, and we can get something smaller from our graveyard back to the battlefield for value. The drawback to this idea was that if our creature attacks in, like the Workshop Warchief, gets blocked and killed before it gets sacrificed at the end of turn, well, we're not going to actually be able to get back anything of lesser mana value, because this requires us to sacrifice that creature. Now, we did have the Deadly Disputes in the deck, which helped us sacrifice creatures on the spot. So, we did have some value there, but overall, I think that this was better suited for a different deck. Great powers in the deck. We have the Workshop Warchief because it's a big body, we gain life. It leaves back behind this 4/4 Rhino when it dies. So even if you just play it for 5 mana, it's just great tempo. The fact that you can blitz it means that it's a sudden threat when you need it. Our main card in the deck actually really is Ziatora's Envoy, where whenever this deals combat damage to a player, we look at the top card of our library. If it happens to have a mana value equal to or less than the amount of damage we did to the opponent with the Envoy, we may cast the card for free. So, lots of great value off that. The other cards like Requisitioner and Underdog are just great early blitz options. We ran some Shambling Ghast just because we're fine with sacrificing these, and they work really well with Deadly Dispute, so we can ramp into our big hitters quickly. So overall, I think we have the ability to play this late game deck because of all the early treasure production, but the problem is we do stumble across the other aggro decks a little bit, just because we didn't have a whole lot of early answers in the first iteration of this deck idea. This is actually something that we changed up after a round or two, just because we realized that we needed to have some earlier interaction, where we brought in some Bloodchief Thirst, some Meathook Massacres, because originally the deck design did not have them. And the Meathook Massacre, super powerful. I mean, it's already known for its strength, but with the fact that we're sending our creatures off on the Blitz mechanic where we know they're going to die at end of turn, means that we're going to get the guaranteed death trigger for the loss of life for our opponent. Means that our aggressive attacks of Blitz become even more dangerous if we get a Massacre on the board. We do run a 1-up Ziatora in the endgame option just because this allows us to sacrifice any of our creatures to be able to deal damage to any target. And we also get 3 treasures from it. The card pairs really well with the Workshop Warchief and the Envoys, just because of the amount of damage it helps us throw at the opponent. But even if you're throwing the Requisitioner or the Underdog, it's still an extra 3 damage. It's basically like throwing a lightning bolt. Perfectly good value. One card we did have in the deck also was Jaxis, the Troublemaker. Now, we actually never really did get to see it go off, but the ability to discard a card to create a token copy of one of our cards that have Blitz actually did have the functionality that if we actually had blitzed the creature, made a copy of that Blitz copy, we would have been able to get a double draw off of its death. But whenever Jaxis hit the board, it just got removed, and for good reason, because if you don't remove Jaxis, the amount of value you get off of it is pretty nutty. Well, that's the deck idea. We'll go ahead and show you how the games went, and I hope you enjoy. I'll try keeping this one. So, let's see. I think we play this on black. Another mono green deck. Interesting. Did mono green get real popular lately, or is it just we happen to get paired against it? I mean, mono green's strong. Alright, another quick Ranger class for our opponent. Yeah, we'll take the block. Alright, we get an Envoy. This is big. So being able to rush this out means next turn we can attack in, and this will be able to potentially get us some free card play. With the Riveteers Charm to be able to make them sacrifice any new creature they bring out, I think we're in a good spot. The only thing that'd be bad is if they, say, put 2+1/+1 counters with one spell on this and then use Blizzard Brawl. That would be the exact way on how they handle this board. Let's see, let me just read something on this real quick. Alright, with how that's worded, we want to attack first. That way, if it's a land on top, we can choose to play the land. Alright. We'll use the Riveteers Charm. Say the opponent must sacrifice one of their creatures. This is non-targeted, so it won't be able to be protected by Snakeskin Veil. And we'll be able to trample in for 3 damage. Let's see if we can get lucky enough to play something for free. But definitely taking time there. Alright, let's go ahead and play this out on red. But as I thought, that counts as our land for the turn. Alright, opponent's just going for the slugfest here. Let's attack in. See what we get. Another Envoy. That's actually nice. We'll put down an Ascendancy. Now, any card that we could potentially blitz in, we can bring back Requisitioner if it's over 2 mana. Alright, opponent's going with the... They're just going to swing in plan. They have a Blizzard Brawl here. Might have missed out on that block, but I'm fairly certain they didn't... They had something else. But this should be lethal to the opponent, so we attack in. If they choose to take it both, we just play this out of our hand, end step. This does another 5 damage to their face. We'll bring it out. This is fun. I'll go ahead and sacrifice the Jaxis for fun, because this will bring this back. Get some more card draw, get the treasure. Ziatora the Incinerator, give him the GGs. The great thing is just how much treasure production that was, too. We'll go ahead and keep this. Start with our Triumph. That's a nice card. Unfortunately, we are against probably red-blue, the Spellslinger deck. I forget what it's called. Oh, hello, Egg. I honestly was not expecting you. We attack in first. See if they're willing to block. No fear from the opponent of a burn spell. Alright, we bring down the Ascendancy. A lot of people will actually choose to take the damage if you leave mana open when you attack in, on the fear that they'll lose their egg. Especially when you're in red, because, you know, small burn spells. Let's go green. I guess it doesn't really matter which color we make it. Attempt to attack in. Alright, still no fear from the opponent. Go for the Envoy. I probably left up counter magic here. Oh, okay. So Envoy gets to sit on board. Next turn, we're probably going to see Envoy get burned off the board, though. Okay, they're just going to Fading Hope it back to hand. Alright, there's the iteration. I was kind of expecting them to iterate last turn. It's kind of usually how they do things with their deck, is turn 3 they iterate. They might not have had it in hand. Play this in main phase this time. And we'll pass. Sadly, we still miss our land drop. Opponent's holding up all the mana. Let's just go ahead and attack in. At this point, I'm planning on using Unleash the Inferno to get rid of the egg. Alright, before you draw or transform, we Unleash the Inferno to destroy that. No, I'm still just going to put that on the board for free. That way if they kill our creatures, they lose life. At this point now, it gives us more advantage to just blitz everything at the opponent. Not only do we now get the advantage of just hasting the creature in for a quick hit, but we get extra life drain, we get the card draw, or whatever death triggers we may have. I mean, I imagine the opponent's an Arcane Bombardment deck still, even with the egg in their deck. Alright. With that smashing, we can blitz the Warchief here. And we'll actually be able to get back the Envoy. All sorts of triggers going on here. Alright, now if the opponent goes for a 5 damage everything sweep, Meathook will drain them for 2. We can blitz this and probably finish them off. Yep, and opponent has scooped it up. Alright, well, we'll keep this one. It's a fairly aggressive hand we have. Go for the underdog, then double drop Ghasts. Or maybe drop Ghast and underdog. Alright, that's fine. So we're against white-red burn. It's a very quick aggro deck. I'm gonna Meathook here for 1. I'm gonna use the Ghasts here for a -1/-1 to get rid of the Hopeful Initiate. I really would like to have used Meathook to get more things off the board at the same time, but as I guessed, they were going to come at us with haste cards. And I didn't want to have to deal with the creature potentially growing out of control. Alright, let's get the Ascendancy down. Let's get the Ghast down. Next turn we can actually blitz the Underdog and actually bring back the one of our Ghasts from our graveyard with Ascendancy. Alright, Aspirant, that's annoying. Yeah, we go for the block. Get rid of this. Alright, so they're going to protect it with Valorous Stance. We need to find something off the top of the deck here. Alright, Inferno is good because we can get rid of one of the cards at least. Namely, the Aspirant at the moment is most dangerous. They could bring down an enchantment or an artifact. It would be great for this, but alright, Thundering Raiju's new target. So, question is, are we dead? We're not dead this turn. I can't do this even if I wanted to. So, we pass. Try and see if they'll put the counter over. Gotta be kidding me. Another Raiju? Alright. Opponent just top decked a definite just they win situation there. I was gonna wait until they move to combat, place the counter with the Aspirant, then go for the killing of the Raiju, but with another Raiju we can't block to stay alive. But this should be good. This should be good. So we can go land Requisitioner, be able to put some pressure on the opponent. They use removal. Potentially next turn we could have Deadly Dispute available. Alright, so black-red deck with sometimes a splash of either green or white. But this is the Obnixilis Anvil deck. Alright, opponent unfortunately has the Strangle, but we still at least get the treasure out of it. Great thing about Deadly Dispute is we can sacrifice the treasures here to still get draw. Alright, opponent's definitely taking their time on their options. Alright, let's go ahead and bring Underdog to the board. If they try to remove it, we have Deadly Dispute. Kind of hoping they go for the removal on Underdog, because we can sacrifice it and then have enough mana to play Warchief. Alright. So, opponent, lots of Strangling. Go on black. Play Warchief. Sadly, next turn we won't be able to bring another Warchief to the board. Because we had to sacrifice the treasure to get one of our green sources, and this was going to come into play tapped. But we at least have the ability to drop a Ghast and a Deadly Dispute. Oh, I guess we can bring another Warchief to the board. I think I may just Blitz the Warchief, though. Let's bring Ghast to the board. Let's attack in. Opponent definitely thinking over there. Alright, well, we get 5 in. Kind of wonder what the opponent has if they didn't do anything that whole turn. And they didn't go with the idea of exchanging this. Alright, might as well get our draw. Meathook. Meathook is good. I was originally thinking about blitzing this, but I don't think that's the case now. We'll attack in first. Alright, we'll just bring this to the board. We decided not to go with the blitz idea because the opponent does run Meathooks in their deck, and I didn't want to give them the opportunity to sweep up both the 4 boars if they went land Massacre. This means that if they do land Massacre, we at least... Hello? They're Vampire deck, actually. They're not the Anvil deck. Interesting. Well, that's not going to stop me from attacking in. I probably should have blitzed this. So we did kill off our own Shambling Ghast here, but by getting that off the board, they can no longer steal cards and play them from exile. There's that Meathook for 4 plan that I was saying that they may have. Unfortunately, we are flooding. But we have the win. I thought for a second that they had one more life there. We wouldn't kill them this turn. I think I'll keep this one on red. Oh joy, it's the angel deck. Well, thankfully we have 2 of these Infernos here. Alright. Thank you for the counter. This on green. Pass it back to the opponent. Kind of want them to try to go for another angel on board, and then we kill Gaida. Never mind, we're killing it now. really? A bonus safety? Really? Oh, well done, opponent. Well done. Now we got a charm. But go for this again. But the mana, putting on a bit of the mana screw there, we actually have more of a chance against them because a lot of the angels cost about 4 to 5 mana. I'm actually going to try to sit on this Riveteers Charm because I don't feel like Useful Valkyrie is a definite we have to use it on. I'm going to actually Blitz the Rhino. I put it with another boon of safety. Fortunately, we just get a lot of meat hooks. Alright. Here comes the Legion of Angels. Let's attack in. See if they'll trade. Alright. No trade from the opponent. Go for Shambles. This way we can sacrifice Shambling Ghast and get ourselves enough mana that we can sweep up the Youthful Valkyrie with the Massacre. Alright. Draw card. Get treasure. We're actually going to lose the Rhino anyway, so we may as well just sacrifice it right now. Unfortunately, the opponent does get another Angel. Alright. Put that on 6. We're not out of... We're not in the true safe zone yet, but we're at least, you know, still here. Alright. Let's see here. How much mana do I have here? Let's go ahead and bring Jaxis to the board. See, we can just tell the opponent to sacrifice that angel. We'll pass. Alright, that is Vanishing Verse finally. I was wondering when they were eventually going to play that. A new Gaida. Let's Blitz a bunch here. Alright, we take the opponent down to 3. End of turn, these both die. They go to the point where next turn we have lethal against them. So they have to gain life in order to not die. Alright, we'll get into GG's because we just do this for 1. Yeah, no, opponent definitely got mana screwed there. I think they had plays that they didn't try to do. Alright, this seems like an interesting hand. We'll keep it. Just lead with this land. Let's see. No, underdog for our opponent. So, opponent, I think it's the black, white, blue deck. But I guess it could just be black, blue in general. Yep, it's the black, white, blue deck. Alright, it didn't matter what they were discarding. We get the block trade. Let's see here. Trying to think like which colors do we need land on specifically. We need at least a second green source. We have an extra black, we have an extra red, so it doesn't matter which way we play these too much. But this is actually one of the decks I want to try to play this against to know how well we can compete. These both help create treasures, so we can get ourselves a decent body next turn if they die. Well, opponent does kill them both. So, treasure. Unfortunately, we know the opponent runs Fading Hope, so ramping this might feel pretty bad if they bounce it. Seems like they might have the Fading Hope in hand. Yep. So I probably should have gone Workshop Warchief, because at least we would have got the gain 4 life trigger. Alright, multiple Warchiefs is good. But it only has one white source, so we don't have to worry about a Wandering Emperor just yet. The exile on our creature in our graveyard I don't think is that critical to us right now. They have lethal against us if we don't have the life gain from Warchief. So we go for Warchief. I chose not to blitz it because I think I want the trample on it. And we actually are threatening lethal against our opponent with this on the board. So if we can attack in, hit both of them to connect, and they don't answer Warchief's on board, we can go for the Incinerator. And if they don't have the answer for their Incinerator, we can sacrifice for an extra 5 to be the end of the fight here. Alright, Sanctuary Warden, unfortunately, complicates things in a great way. Alright, we attack in. Bring this out. Sacrifice. Unfortunately, we're still just dead. The one life we lost once when the creature died does it in because of the fact that it doesn't matter where we block, they'll get 5 damage through. Because more than likely they have something that they can discard for Rafine here. It's a bit unfortunate we did not hit our removal in our deck. Because either our own Meathook Massacre would have been able to potentially sweep up the Rafine because of how much mana production we managed to do. But yeah, they should be able to discard at least one non-land card. If for some reason they're fully flooded and we get lucky that way, no. Yeah. GG's. Oh, it is such a shame. Alright, this seems very keepable. Alright, are we against the Arcane Bombardment deck, or are we against black, white, blue again? After doing a little bit more testing of this, I think we may be able to find a way to possibly iron out some of the kinks in this deck. Go to combat first. Alright. We'll let that resolve. Just don't have an idea what the opponent is. I don't think they're just... I was just about to say, I don't think they're just mono blue, but they just very well may be just a mono blue deck. So if you're not familiar with this card, whenever they attack in, they can choose to return creatures that have been blocked back to their hand. But not only that, if whenever creatures they deal deal combat damage, they get a draw card. So, Demi-Lich, huh? Are you gonna block me? You do? Okay. What do you do about this Warchief, then? Alright, opponent just land passes. I don't blitz one of these out of the graveyard because I'm going to hold up Deadly Dispute in case the opponent has some kind of control magic I don't like a steal a creature. Because for 5 mana in mono blue, you can just take control of any creature or artifact. Alright, there's the Hermit. Bring this on black here. I'm gonna blitz this Underdog. The great thing is, it's if you blitz a card and they return it back to hand, like one of these Underdogs, you don't lose the Underdog. Like you at least get to be able to replay it from your hand. Alright, Ascendancy's not bad. Let's bring out the Ascendancy. Our opponent does not like our Ascendancy. We'll go ahead and blitz. Right. With our creature tapped, even if they do that steal spell, it will stay tapped. That's why I was fine with going with this. They don't have enough spells in their graveyard to really do much here. Give them the GGs because we have enough mana that we can blitz 2 of these. We had more than enough life to pay for it. So I'll give the opponent credit for a unique deck. They're trying to do a mono blue deck there, but I don't know how I feel about the cards I saw from them. Then again, they super flooded. That's 7 lands plus a Dwarvish Disruption there.
Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me while I stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video, and have a nice one.